West of the Baie des Anges, Cap d'Antibes is one of the pearls of the Côte d'Azur. In this seaside resort where time flows more serenely than elsewhere, there is a place emblematic of the history of the French Riviera, the Hôtel Belles Rives, a five-star palace hotel from 1929, in which guests are plunged back into the roaring 20s. This American couple have been coming here for 20 years.
You can spot the Art Deco themes as soon as you enter. The wave designs in metal on the doors. And the sea as well. It all evokes the 1920s. It's really pretty.
The elevator is the jewel of this luxury setting. It's over 100 years old and possesses the old-fashioned charm of a bygone era.
Well, the wooden interior, of course, in mahogany, and especially the sound of the doors closing. It's a sound synonymous with the life of the hotel.
But well before it became a hotel, the place was a private residence, the Villa Saint-Louis, where a certain F. Scott Fitzgerald lived in the 1920s when he was a young, upcoming writer. It was in this room, with an unbeatable view of the Mediterranean, that he was inspired to write his masterpiece, Tender as the Night. The villa became the place to be for high society.
This group of Americans all loved one thing in particular, to party. They spent their days dressing up, and more often than not, with a drink in their hand.
It was the era of the jet set and outrageous parties at Cap d'Antibes. Legendary evenings, where you could bump into Picasso and Hemingway, and which served as inspiration for Fitzgerald for his novel, The Great Gatsby. The setting has barely changed. A heavenly landscape sheltered from the wind. Legend has it that at the end of this pier, a visiting tourist invented water skiing in the 1930s.
He was a skiing fanatic. He loved skiing on snow and had the idea of replacing, or rather using, snow skis behind a boat. He had the technology developed and improved so that the skis could float, and it all happened here.
While water skiing at Cap d'Antibes, you can come across another Côte d'Azur legend, the one-wave yacht, a masterpiece of sailing history. It's 12 meters long with taut lines and a deck flush with the water.
This boat was designed by Monsieur Camat, a famous pre-war architect from Cannes. He designed this one in 1948 to represent France at the Olympics. So it's a really historic yacht, especially as it was built in Cannes and now it races in Antibes, which is more or less the same place.
Nonetheless, 6 years ago, the yacht had been left to ruin, a complete wreck. William Borel, former head of the Sailing Tour de France, set out by himself to renovate it.
I spent 4,800 hours restoring it. I replaced 48 frames, 6 planks, and I completely rebuilt the deck. I found a new mast, and I brought the yacht back to life.
Steering such a vessel is not easy. It was built for 5 skippers. But William installed an automatic pilot so that he could make the most of being on his beloved boat.
Well, it's a real love affair, but don't tell my wife, she won't like me saying that. But I don't regret a thing.
Cap d'Antibes isn't just the place to be for the jet set and for legendary yachts. It's also a paradise for underwater photographers.
So I've got a reflex camera in a watertight case here, and on which I can fix flashlights on the outside.
Stéphane and Samuel are based in the Côte d'Azur and are diving enthusiasts. They know that this coastline has an unsuspected wealth of marine life. They don't need to go out on a boat. They dive from the shore.
We try to dive in particular habitats, We'll dive along a dike, at the outlet of a freshwater spring. We'll dive just about anywhere. This type of diving makes us completely independent.
In a matter of seconds of being underwater, at barely a meter deep, a gelatinous garland undulates before their eyes. It's a chain of salps, a string of plankton that measures more than 10 meters long.
Underwater, there's always something unusual to come across, and even if we know the fish and the animals by heart, there's always some new behavior that we can capture on film.
The two divers have produced a book of photos showing their most spectacular underwater moments. Their aim is to help tourists discover the abundant life hidden in the Baie des Anges.
We want to show the beautiful, the rare and the exceptional, and to show that all this can be found in the shallows, even within a depth of 10 meters, and also to say that it's important to fight to protect it all.
Beneath the azure of the Mediterranean, as well as along the shore of Cap d'Antibes, the Baie des Anges is the unexpected curator of a whole host of treasures that must be protected.